Hello, Tubman family and friends. I'm Ms. Brooks, and these are my granddaughters, Ava and Aubrey. We're here today to show you how good readers use strategies to help them understand what they're reading. Today we'll demonstrate you guessed it, the questioning strategy. This is a strategy in which good readers write down questions as they read their text. Remember, questions begin with the words who, what, when, where, why, or how. There are other ways to ask questions, but we'll stick to these today. If you want to try this at home, you'll need a piece of paper and a pencil to write down your questions as we read. You can pause the video while you get your supplies. Let's count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Ava is going to write down her questions to share with us. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's begin. Harriet Tubman.
It's time for a question. Who was Harriet Tubman?
Good question. All right. Harriet Tubman was an anti-slavery activist who worked for the Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad was not a real railroad. It was a way people helped slaves escape to freedom before the Civil War. Harriet was born a slave in 1820. Harriet was born with the name Araminta Ross. Her family named her Minty.
It's time for a question. How did she get the name Harriet? When did she change her name?
All right, good questions, both of them. Harriet's mother and father were slaves on a plantation. She had 8 brothers and sisters, but many of them were sold to other farms or plantations. Slaves were not treated as human beings, but as pieces of property.
It's time for a question. Why was she treated like property?
Good question. When Harriet was 8, she was rented to a farmer to trap muskrats. She became ill and almost died. When Harriet was healthy again, she started working on the plantation with her father. She plowed fields, loaded wagons, and cut down trees. She had heard stories about the Underground Railroad. She wanted to be free, even if it was dangerous. She wanted everyone to be free. When she was 12 years old, she saw a slave try to escape. A plantation worker threw a heavy weight at the slave to stop him. It hit Harriet in the head instead. She had many problems from the injury for the rest of her life.
It's time for a question. What kinds of problems did she have from injury?
All right, good. When Harriet was 30 years old, she decided to escape. She made it to Pennsylvania with the help of the Underground Railroad.
It's time for a question. Where can you find the Underground Railroad?
Good question. Harriet escaped, and she wanted others to help. She wanted to help others also. She helped her family and more than 300 other slaves escape. Harriet was known as Moses because she helped lead so many people to freedom. All the slave owners wanted Harriet captured. They offered a reward of $40,000 to anyone who would capture her, but no one did. When the Civil War began in 1861, she joined the Union Army as a nurse and a cook. She became the head of a spy network in 1863. She gave the Union Army a lot of information about what the Confederate Army was doing. Through her work, she helped free more than 750 slaves. After the war ended, Harriet moved to Auburn, New York with both of her parents. She raised money to help the poor by selling their own vegetables and pigs. They also took donations and gave it to those in need. In 1913, Harriet died at her home in Auburn, New York. She lived her life giving to people. Today, many people are still inspired by her to live a life of helping and giving to others. Now, my question to you is, did you find enough questions from this passage on Harriet Tubman? Great job. Pat yourselves on the back and see you next time.
Bye.